Right, so first things first, let's look at the new TSM 4.1 that's currently in alpha. Here we have new icon, and I broke it. Okay, hold on, let me do that again. That was a terrible reveal. I'll be right back. Right, okay, let's go through onto the scene. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you before. So this is the main TSM screen, which I think is absolutely lovely. So get ready for this. That's the mailing, that was the wrong button. This is the one I wanted to press. TSM, the main window dashboard. Let me just move my my camera a little bit smaller so we can see that a little bit better. So here we have the graph, which it's red at the moment because my starting gold is less than my main gold here. And then you can click and drag to look at any section and highlight it, so you can just see that at the moment, which is now obviously green because my starting gold is less than the other one. And then I can change it from 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Obviously there was someone bought their Brutosaur mount about this time. That's where that big drop is there. And then all is everything, because this is basically when all my data is from when BFA came out. Let me just make that a little bit bigger now. So this is from when BFA came out, and then you can obviously select deselect all characters and then just see Samadans, or we could look at, say for instance, we've been looking at Nadamas recently. Nadamas is on here, so Nadamas has just been doing the vendor flips and alchemy, so you could then just select this part of the graph and then you can see what's been going on with that one character. So it's very, very nice, the graph. This is my favourite part about the update of TSM 4.10. It's really nice. And yes, you can select multiple characters, so I could go, I could look at Samadan, and if I wanted to look at just, say, the characters that got alchemy and inscription, I'll take Nadamas off, or just look at Samadan and Awakening, and their gold graph for the last year perhaps, or maybe the last 6 months, and we can see everything like that. It is, I mean, yeah, like we love a good spreadsheet, we love a good graph as well. So this I think is fantastic. Just to have a look at all of that. Difey, thank you very much for the follow. So this is what I'm most excited about, just seeing all of that. Oh, and Gwilyn, here you go, colours. Let's see if we can get the colours working. So under settings, appearance, we have colour set standard. Now before, when I click this, the window disappeared. I'm not sure if it still happens, but we've got basically, if we go to Dalaran, I'll go back to TSM, we now have a blue theme, and then we can go over to appearance and we can go to Swamp of Sorrows, and now we have a green theme, and then we'll go to Orgrimmar and we have a nice red theme, and then let's else we got appearance. Stormwind, I really like Stormwind actually. Stormwind was one of my favourite ones, looking at this. So this is a nice sort of like a grey blue scheme for this one. Really like that one. And then we've obviously got another one down here, settings, appearances, and we go down. Jade Forest is the last one here, and have a look here. So that's a slightly greener setting there. A night mode would be interesting. Yeah, that's a good suggestion, Will. I like that one. I'm going to write that one down. Yeah, dark mode's a definitely nice one. Yeah, that one's quite bright. They're all quite bright. I think they could probably do a little tweaking on the contrast on some of these, because this is like really bright. I quite like either the Stormwind one or the standard one at the moment. But it's lovely to see I mean, this is quite a good night mode one, anyway, in its normal sense. Oh, there's another thing as well. Under the ledger, under revenue, we can now group everything much more nicely. So I can look at sales, and I can go filter by groups, and then I can just look in my. I'm on the wrong character. Hold on. So we looked at the color settings. I was going to look at the ledger, which was the next thing, which was basically you can look at my sales here, and then the filter by groups, which is fantastic. So I can have a look in just say, for instance, I can look at my enchanting, select the group, and I can see all my enchants. Maybe if I wanted to just look in under enchanting, BFA enchanting, let's have a look at just the rings and have a look at the ledger on those and see my sales there. Move this across, which is always really nice, just to be able to see everything a little bit better. Maybe if I make this window a little bit wider, we can see that, and then we can move this. Well, that's sorted by player, sorted by item, or we could sort it by time frame, and then move this across. Move this across. This is the stuff that is. This is really nice. It's really nice to see. And then if I select on, say, Accord of Haste, then we can look at all the different sales of the Accord of Haste, average prices, last 30 days. Osmodian, good evening to you. We added the famous billers column on the resale tab. What have we got there? We got sold, average sale price, bought, average buy price, and average profit. So which is the new one? I don't tend to use this one, but this is the billers column. Total profit. We're going to look at that. Total profit there. There we go. There's that. There's an extra one there. Add the column in the menu. And then percentage. What's the percentage one represent? Is that a percentage chain? But it looks lovely, definitely. But it's looking lovely. The resale percentage. So what does the resale percentage represent then? I'm not sure. In terms of like what you bought it for. So like if I have a look at something like this, average buy price 50 silver, average profit was 50 silver, total profit 2 gold. There we go. You can uncheck a column. Yes, you can, Sculling Game. You can hide columns. Let's say we want to take the sold column off, average sale price off, bought off, average profit, total profit, and just want to look at that. We can do that quite easily. We can move this across. I mean, this is top end stuff, really, having a look at all of this. And move this across here, so that's a lot easier. This is the alpha version of TSM 4.10. I can reset this back to the original one. There we go. And then what else have we got? So got my sales. So let's have a look at Accord of Haste. We looked at that one earlier. We've got per item. Then we have total price, quantity buyer, seller. And then dashboard. What else? What else is new? Is there anything anyone would like me to look at that is new that they haven't seen yet? There's a lot of new stuff that's come in all at once. So yeah, it is quite overwhelming. I mean, the great thing. I mean, can you move this across? You can. Look at that. You can see your graph even better now. That's a lovely little addition. I like that one. The new base group. I haven't looked at that yet, actually. How does the new base group work in terms of... we've got all of this. This is all different here. There we go. Just search for something in the search bar. So, oh yes, and so something like what should I look for? Whelp. No, that's probably the wrong thing to look for. Something I'm trying to think of something that I haven't got in the right panel. Search items under here. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, search groups. So let's look for what would be a good thing. Hexweave. Oh yes, this is definitely good. Now I see what you mean. So if we look for Hexweave, and this is all of the items that are Hexweave. If we turn on ignore variations on this, that probably won't change. And then so if we want to make a group of Hexweave gear, we'll add those, and then we'll select a group. Can we add a new group? Let's say we wanted to add one in. Let's add in a new group. I'm testing this on the fly. We're going to call this new group, rename Hexweave. There we go. And then we'll go back to our base group, search group. Let's look for, no, hold on. Let me just get this search group, search items. There we go, Hexweave. And then we look for Hexweave, essence, Hexweave, cowl, braces, belt, and various things like that. Select the group under here. This is fantastic. Find myself that group which I just made. So I have to make the group first. Select Hexweave, select that group, and we'll add those 9 items in there. That is lovely. And then we can look at Hexweave, and we've got all the Hexweave items in there. That is absolutely amazing. I hadn't noticed that one before. Thank you, Billis. The base group actually now actually contains all items essentially, and you can find all ungrouped items. That makes a huge difference. That does, because it used to be always when you were looking for things in your bags. So obviously, if you were looking for, say, you were looking for all BFA enchanting mats or something like that, but that's very nice just being able to search for things. I very much like that. Hold down the right mouse button and drag over the results to select them. Oh, even better. So let's have a look for search for items in. Let's go base group. Search for items. Hexweave. And so if we wanted to do, is it select and drag? Oh, right drag. Oh, there we go. Right drag selects each of those. That's really nice. So we can just select each of those and go from there. Very nice. Now gold making getting fun even more. So you can make a shopping list without item IDs. Yeah, definitely. Can you add multiple, for example, only all epics? Let's have a look. So let's go back, and so we've got currently search. What would we search for? Let's say Hexweave. The search results just gives you them in that order. There's not really a way of filtering the order to a certain amount at that point. So you could just select those quite easily just by selecting those like that or something like that. When you have multiple operations assigned to a group, you can now rearrange them via drag and drop, like you want to switch operation 1 and operation 2. Okay, so let's say let's look at my cooking, because some of these have still got some old things on them, some old operations like meals, large meals. There we go. We got I've got cooking 10s, 20s, 5s and 1s. This is back from the old time. So basically, instead of having the cooking 10s operation, I can swap that over and put cooking 5s or cooking 1s operation over the top. That's very nice. I mean, I don't tend to use that a great deal myself. I mean, I could probably do with tidying these up. But say we'll put cooking 20s as the primary one there. That's very nice. I like that. And then you can change, obviously, if you've got different crafting operations, 55 of each, and different things like that, that would be really nice. And add more operations. So this is a lot more intuitive. They look like little sticking plasters. Problems with consumables in your bags. Yeah, I can see this being very useful for people who want to do different operations and things like that. McClilsey, that's a great idea. I haven't got one, but that's something I could possibly do for my anniversary stream when I do 3 years or something like that. That's a great idea. Can you do with the same with the groups? You could always do that with groups anyway. You can click and drag a group from like cooking from here to here, or meals to large meals and things like that. That was always an option. So it's very, very handy to, like, if I wanted to put my my cooking under Battle Pet Cooking or something like that. That was always something you could do. It will be mind-boggling for a while. There's a lot of stuff here. There's all this looks quite new and clean here as well. Sniper operations, mailing operations. I like that. Override parent and things like that. So you can. This looks a lot more readable looking at this. I like this. I hadn't had a chance to look at this a lot. Also be a game changer for a lot of people. Account syncing now syncs account data. Yes, Gumdrops mentioned that. Not something I've used myself, but definitely that's going to be useful for a lot of people, certainly. Darkwing, how are you? It's not fully out, but this is the live preview of the 4.10 alpha as we have it at the moment. There is a blog link where you can sign up for the beta if you so wish. The tooltip settings page have all been revamped, so you have more control over what is shown now. Oh, let's have a look at tooltip settings. So, tooltip settings. Oh wow, this looks nice. That's a lot of information in one go. There we go. So what have we got here? Example tooltip, group name. Okay, group name, auctioning operation, mailing operation, sniper operation, vendoring operation. So we've got all the different operations you might possibly have on something. Crafting operation should be interesting. Also, it tells you what the name of what crafting operation you've assigned to it. That'll be useful. And then what else have we got? So a lot of these I would have on mill value, prospect value, transform value. I'd have all of those on normally. Full inventory or simple inventory. And then auction database, I'll have a lot of this on anyway. Sell rate, sell information, cancelled information, historical price, min buyout, and all of these. Max shopping price, max sniper price. And it lights the example whether you have it or not, as in that's what it would look like if you were to turn this on. This is lovely. This is very nice for new people, because basically you do want to have a lot of this information on your tooltip. I mean, all these things I've turned on. Enable tooltips, yes or no. Price format, you can change that. It's got gold, silver, coins or text. That's a nice little addition. Show on modifier, or where show destroy value source. We've got that. Also many smaller changes I'm really excited about. The use smart average for purchases feature has been removed. It said they now have the average buy and a smart average buy price. Well, yes, I saw that one, Bellis. I can't think of a reason when I would not use smart average buy, because for me I've always had it turned on. But I can see having that extra control rather than having it as a global toggle on and off is definitely a nice option, definitely. Definitely a lot of great work. Will Snipe work again as well? Because right now it's not how it used to be due to the auction house changes. Yes, that's right. Because with the Sniper changes, the TSM team did a blog post about this before, saying how that basically because it's not scanning a first and a last page anymore, it's all changed. But what the suggestion is to basically make a smaller, concise group of the things you want to snipe and do it from that. And using this new system, you can search for things that you want to snipe specifically and add those to a list. Say, I don't know, cloth. Maybe I had a search for cloth of certain kinds or something like that, and I wanted to make a group that was just of cloth's probably a bad example. Actually, there's loads of different ones here. But you could pick out the ones you wanted from there, definitely, I reckon. Also, we now reference our own personal sale rate in pricing strings. Yeah, the actual personal sale rate's another nice one, definitely. Before we could enable the sale rate to be displayed in the tooltips, but we couldn't use it. Yeah, I remember seeing it. Derphalicious, good evening to you as well, if I missed you earlier. We've got all the Titan gold makers here. This is fantastic. Lovely to have you all here. This is brilliant. So you can add items that you don't have in your shopping list, exactly. You group items, items you would like to buy. Yeah, so these are the things you could look up. Gathering and gold makers, of course, I will be here. Exactly, Derpalicious. And Drama Llama, lovely to have you here. Good evening, I hope you're well. So, yeah, this is literally, effectively, the list of all the things that I could possibly look for that aren't in a group at the moment, and then add all of these in, or maybe notorious or patterns or all sorts of different things in here. Don't think this is the full list, is it? Because there's a lot more. There'll be a lot more in there, I think. What did I miss there? You don't calculate it, it's just your personal sell rate. Yeah, exactly. It's the sell rate that is basically calculated from your own sale of things in TSM. Base group search will also support filters like miscellaneous and mount. Oh, now that's nice. Okay, so if we were to search for mount, hold on, I did the wrong one there, I think. Let me just click that again. Base group. Let me just jump off there and back again. /mount. Would that work? Invalid search item. Or slash. Would it be /miscellaneous /mount? There we go. Miscellaneous /mount. So those are all the mounts I could look to buy, and then I could make a mount group. This is brilliant. So if I made a base group here and I call it, let's call this new group, let's rename it, call it mounts. This is fantastic. I'm really messing my groups up now. And then we go to our base group and we search for that and miscellaneous mount, and then right click drag all of these like that, and then add that into not my hex weave group, we'll add that into my mounts group. Oh, hold on, let me just scroll down. This is brilliant. Go down here, there we go, there's mounts, select the group, move those 43 items in there, and then if we wanted to take those mounts and then operations, shopping operation, we want to have operation in there, shopping, not average buy, shop crafting, shop DP market, add that operation, and then we'll go into our auction house and we'll have a look here. This is fantastic. And then we'll do a browse, close down cooking, and we'll look for mounts. Run a shopping scan. And we'll just make that a little bit bigger there. Don't really need to see all the sellers. And then we can see, there we go. I have a feeling Sensors are going to like these changes. Yeah. This is very, very easy and intuitive to set groups up. Using those filters, it's going to be very nice knowing what those filters you can type in. It'd be nice to have a list of those filters, Gumdrops, and we'll be able to sort of make use of those definitely. We'll have an unknown to users, like a that should be. I think that should be under /usable anyway, because you have that already. If we go back into one of my favourite searches already, I have recipe usable enchanting. So it should be /miscellaneous /mount /usable, I would guess. I mean, is that something we can search for anyway? /miscellaneous /mount /usable. No, that's probably not something we can work for. Battle Packs import strings updated for PTR. Miscellaneous. All right, NA spelling. Hold on. Usable. Thank you. Usable. There we go. Thank you, Gumdrops. No, did I spell miscellaneous wrong? Lanius. Yes, I did. There we go. As obviously I have got an extensive mount collection, you can see that there's a lot of these mounts I've already bought. Or rather, there's loads of mounts that I don't have, considering my mount collection is, oh, it's up to 49. I'm almost up to 50. I did get the extra ones from the Dark Iron Corehound and the Paladin one as well. So I got a couple of extra ones there. Nearly 50. I'm doing well. I need to get, actually, one of the next ones I might buy is the one that's got the transmog fender on it. How much is that one? Will it search for... Okay, can favorited post scans be renamed? Well, that's an interesting idea. That would be a nice one. At the moment, Armour Epic, we can edit. We can rename the search to Sensors. Rename search, close. So we now have a search for Sensors, and that does the Armour Epic. Fantastic. So now we can do a Sensors search. That's fantastic. Did I see a Panther there for 950? There might have been. There we go. That is absolutely brilliant. There's so much stuff there. Post and shopping scans can be renamed. That's absolutely brilliant. This is lovely. There's so many nice little extras. This is a major update, definitely. This is really nice. There's so many nice little things that, I mean, I've only scratched the surface of this, I think. So it'll be lovely to see more of this coming out, and I really looking forward to sort of testing it and seeing how it comes out. It's a new project. Yeah, definitely. There's so much here that is useful, definitely. Like 100 little workday improvements. Yeah, I think this is definitely a lot more streamlined when it comes to making things and changing your operations, adding things in. It's what we were striving for in the first launch of TSM. I think we got there. Well, giving it time and giving it attention, I think you can tell that it's had the love and attention here, definitely. Are there changes to the crafting user interface? Yes, certainly. Sansan, there's basically you've got favorited patterns now, which is really nice, and the when you actually do a tailoring restock or something like that, you have all the items here listed by profit, and then you hover over each of the icons and it tells you the profit itself. Mystic Spell Thread, 20,000 profit, and then the quantity here is, you can change that and increase that there, and obviously you can change the move the bars across and over. Oops, I think I broke it. There we go, that's better. So having favourites on is definitely, I think, do we have, we don't have Unlearned on yet, do we? That would be another nice addition to have, an Unlearned tab. But we can always go over here onto the other side and have a look at that and switch between the two. Can also click inside the field and type the number yourself. Yes, so you can go in and go and collect that and change. I want to make 100 Death Silk shoulders. That's probably a bad idea. Let's just make 8 of them instead. That would be better. I'm sure Windwall Hood just said 100 there. It's probably not as many as I want to make. I think this bit could still do with a little bit of work in terms of organising it and being able to do things. I'd like to see the profit as a list here on the side. That would be nice. But having it as a tooltip works just as well, because then I can make decisions based on profit here. Obviously, making the most profitable thing first is a really good idea. I can make these. This isn't actually my groups. I'm going to need to go through and look at this, because this isn't my group as I remember setting it up. So there's probably something I've missed there, because estimated profit of 463,000 would be very nice if I could get that. You can do that by searching for Tai Sui Lin in the mailbox. Okay, that's interesting. Is that something you can do already? Search bar at the top of the mailbox. So if we were to look at, let's go have a look. Adriana, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. So if we've got here and we want to just search for netherweave, and we can just see our sales of netherweave here. That's really nice. Now what would happen if I collected open all here? Would it open just the netherweave bags, I wonder? It will only open the currently shown mails that match your filter. Okay, brilliant. So if I were to take this, it will just take the netherweave bags out. So I click netherweave bag, that's all gone, yet everything else is in there. That's really nice. I like that. Thank you, Villis. The thing I like, and what would be nice, is I use Control and Shift quite a lot, and open all mail to open everything except for the gold. So it'll be nice maybe if when I held Control or Shift open, it would tell me here that holding Control down, this changed from open all mail to open all mail brackets except for gold, or something like that. 3 dots, you can enable an additional sender one. Sender. Oh yes, I saw that one. Like from the auction house. Yeah, that was nice. We looked at that earlier. That's really nice. I mean, I just like the fact that you can just change and move this stuff around. This is a really big user interface change. Just having more control over what you display. Does Shift still scale things? Yes, it does. Okay, that's good. Not to mistakenly Shift, because Shift does something different. Shift carries on opening it after a reload. What I tend to do for safety's sake is I press Control and Shift and just keep it held down and do it by default, and that works for me when I'm opening things. But I can see myself using this all the time now, definitely. It's really, really nice just seeing it all working. I mean, the graph, I still can't get over the graph. That's my favourite part, certainly. Edo TV, thank you very much for the follow. Let's have a look. If we just looked at Samadan. Samadan the past month, how have we been doing? Quarter critical strike, top item, average earned per day 11,000. That's a lot of the quarter critical strike. Speaking of enchants, actually, Mushy, I do need to get some enchants going, don't I? So let me just have a look at my veiled crystal situation whilst I am here. I only have 4, so that's not going to get me very far. I do have a whole load of honourable combatants braces. So if I go to enchanting, let's use this now. So if I go down to, we could search patterns for honourable combatant sorceress scepter. We're going to favourite this and add that one in there. Oh, Delicious, thank you very much for the host. And Philoso TV, thank you also for the follow. And Ado TV as well, thank you also for the follow. So now that is in as my favourites, I'm not going to craft all of these, but I'm going to craft a good few of them to get myself some veiled crystals. So I'm going to make, let's say 50. 50 would be a good amount to craft at the moment. So let's craft those. I'm going to make these, and then obviously TSM Destroying has popped up here. We can make this a little bit bigger. So just being able to see the different types of them, this is fantastic. Less chatting, more showing off that destroy screen. Now the good thing is, once these are all crafted, I should be able to just completely just keep going on TSM Destroy for this, and it should work really well. Let me just make that a little bit smaller so I can see the list going through. There we go. Goose and Tonic, thank you very much for the follow. The base group change is worth a premium sub on its own. Already have one, but still. Yeah, Gwilyn, it's really nice. Just being able to add items without having to... It always felt like you had to learn coding to be able to do it. And so that's a nice, more intuitive way of searching for and adding items in. Obviously, there will still be ways of using things like the grouper and stuff like that, where it would be more useful. So I'm just going to go and carry on using my scroll wheel here to test out TSM Destroying. So I should just let that go, and we should be fine in terms of creating veiled crystals here and not worrying about it getting stuck. Sometimes I noticed when I tested this earlier, it would come up with an invalid item or something like that when I was trying to run it before I'd collected the items, but it didn't stall as a result, so it just kept going. So it's easy to sort of fire and forget on this front. Angry Grim, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. We're doing the most interesting thing at the moment, scrapping honourable combatant scepters at the moment. Yeah. Sometimes when you use TSM Destroy, it kind of would bug out. Yes, it would. It would bug out quite often for me as well, which is why I had it on a macro command to turn it on and off just to fix it. But now it's working like a charm. Even on a if I try this in Borealis as well, I won't do it in Borealis at the moment because it's just slightly slower anyway. Get too scared when TSM asks me to destroy. I think it's going to throw it away. It could be, yeah, you could do with disenchanting as a name change, perhaps. Search your herbs in the search list. Would you get all herbs then, for example, kata herbs or something? I'm not sure, Scallion Gaming, because that would be like item categories, wouldn't it? Maybe there is a way you could use the filters, perhaps. Once I know what all the different filters are, like miscellaneous mounts that Gumdrops mentioned earlier, maybe there is something you can do like / commodities herbs, would it be, maybe? You just made a macro. Yeah, I mean, this just definitely makes it work. You'd have to use the auction house filtering. Macros with items that you mill or disenchant many times, yeah. So there we go, that works. A full run of 50 without a single hiccup. So it's / trade skill / herbs. Okay, thank you, Velis. There we go. Same names as the categories in the auction house. Fantastic. So if I were to test this out, let me go here and we'll go groups, base group. I'm going to make a new group. I'm going to call it herbs. and then we're going to go base group, and we're going to search. What was it? There we go. Slash trade skill herbs. Slash trade skill slash herbs. Oh, look at that. And there's all the herbs that we could possibly want. And obviously you'd probably have to filter them between different things. But there's definitely a lot of things you could do with that in terms of making your groups from scratch. There's lots of different things. You can still do that on Wellhead, and in many cases you can obviously by filtering for item level. Oh yes, I guess item level would work, wouldn't it? Would you add that one on? You probably could, couldn't you? UIs that haven't had any treatment yet. There are things like the task manager as well. That was one of them as well, isn't it? Need an in-game guide, cheat sheet with all the filter options. Yeah, I definitely think so, Rogini. There's going to be a lot of... I can see myself doing a lot of different things like that. Obviously, you can have a look at the auction house and get an idea from then. But it is absolutely lovely. I'm really enjoying having a look at everything. It's so smooth, so clean. How much gold do I have in total? So I'm currently, if I reset that, so we are currently looking at just over 1 million at the moment on all my characters. I've been spending quite a lot on tokens and things like that recently. Since my big Brutasaur spend you saw here at back in September 2018, and then we had a nice steady rise going through BFA, and then I just started buying game time and tokens and the Shadowlands expansion and Warcraft 3 Digital Deluxe Edition. So a lot of my gold from this point, from 4.1 million, is basically me buying a lot of stuff, game time from the Blizzard store. Tells you the time top right is really nice. Yeah, actually, what would be, I guess it's probably overkill, would be to be able to right click and add little notes and say what happened here or something like that, but that's probably a bit too much. So there's lots and lots of things in here which I'm just so impressed with. It's really nice. This is a major clean update, certainly. Right, that's all made. So let's just change. I need to send a lot of this over to El Morte. So I'm going to change my group. Now this is what we want to do. This is a great example. So tailoring. We have now would this work? So we've got send time spray, send greens. Now we have an operation here, a mailing operation, send to Samadan. So I want to add in send to El Morte. Can I add two? We'll add that one, and we'll add another one in, send to Urfan. So I tend to want to send my braces to one of these characters. So recently I just sent some to Samadan. Now I'm going to send them to El Morte. So I'm going to drag that and pop that at the top. So when I go into my mailing operation, we'll go through here and we'll go to my groups. And we'll send greens, we'll click this, and then those have all gone to Samadan according to that one. Oh, no, some have gone to Urfan. It's gone to Samadan, Urfan, and El Morte. Interesting. Okay, I'm not sure who they got sent to. We'll have to test that one out. I'll check their mailbox. I'm not sure. New number inventory price source. You can evenly distribute items between your characters. Right. Okay. So num inventory. So ideally, in this case, I don't want to necessarily evenly spread them across. I want to just choose which ones I send it over to, or something like that. But I hope you all enjoyed that, despite the internet issues and the teething issues at the beginning. Thank you, Gumdrops and Sapu, for letting me share with everyone the alpha live for everyone. I'm really pleased that I was able to share that. We didn't get to do a Mythic Plus today, but I think this was way more important. I think it was great to have a look at it. There's a lot of stuff I discovered as well, so there's lots of new things to delve into. I look forward to finding out things I can do with filters is going to be the next thing. It's going to be interesting, so I'll keep on looking at it. I'll keep on giving feedback and things, and if you do have anything that you would like, obviously send it through to either me or Gumdrops or Sapu on the TSM team, and I'm sure they'll add it to their never-ending huge list of things to look at. So thank you all for your hard work, TSM team. It really is appreciated. And thank you all, everyone else, for hanging out in chat tonight. I really enjoyed your company tonight. Thank you for sticking with us as we went through the teething issues and everything. My next stream will be on Thursday, so not too long to go at all. Not sure what I'll try and do then. Maybe a little bit more LFR, perhaps. Maybe we can try some Mythic Pluses, or maybe we'll just do some more TSM stuff, or maybe some glyphs and leveling. Who knows? Okay, till Thursday, have a lovely rest of your week, and I'll see you all very soon. Good night and farewell.